The thunder was gone. The lightning was quiet. Moses was on the mountain, alone in the thick darkness where God was, receiving the blueprint, receiving the 10 words etched by the divine finger onto tablets of stone. 40 days he stayed, 40 nights, no food, no water, only the terrifying proximity of the sacred. The people were left at the base of Sinai, still trembling from the awe. A rescued people, free from Pharaoh, holding the promise of a future. But the future seemed far away, and the leader was gone. The people grew restless. They had seen the thunder, yes, but now they saw only the empty mountain peak and the endless desert. They had been delivered by the invisible God, but they could not wait for the invisible instruction. They confused patience with abandonment. They gathered around Aaron, the high priest, the man meant to stand guard over the sacred absence. "Come," they commanded, "make us gods who shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him." They were done with the mystery, done with the silence. They needed a substitute. They needed a God they could see, touch, and control. They needed a return to Egyptian familiarity. Aaron, in an act of breathtaking spiritual cowardice, did not argue. He did not point to the smoking mountain or the blood of the covenant sacrifice. He compromised. He was more afraid of the people's anger than God's. "Break off the gold rings that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." The gold was gathered. The gold they had plundered from their oppressors, the spoils of freedom, was cast into the fire. Aaron fashioned it with an engraving tool, and out of the crucible came a molded image. "Calf, these are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." The voice on the mountain was gentle, yet terrible. "Go down, for your people, whom you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves." God's possessive language shifted. "Your people, Moses, not mine." The immediate, total severing of the covenant. The punishment was simple: annihilation. God threatened to consume them and start the entire nation over with Moses. Moses did not ask for the tablets. He did not ask for his leadership to be restored. He fell on his face and prayed. He pleaded with God. Why should the Egyptians speak and say he brought them out to harm them, to kill them in the mountains? He held God to his own reputation. He invoked the memory of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. He reminded the Creator of the unfulfilled promise, the oath. Moses chose to stand between a holy God and an unholy people. His intercession was the only thing that stood between life and dust. Then Moses descended. He carried the 2 tablets of the testimony, the law written in the light of God. As he neared the camp, he heard the sound. Not the sound of warfare, as he first suspected, but the sound of drunken, frantic, ritualistic revelry. The sound of worship turned into a chaotic party. He saw the calf. He saw the people dancing naked before their golden creation. The rage that came upon Moses was not a personal fury. It was the sacred, terrifying anger of a witness. He hurled the tablets of stone down. The law, the first great gift of the covenant, shattered at the base of the mountain. He took the calf, burned it in the fire, ground it into powder, mixed it with water, and made the people drink it. They were forced to internally consume their own sin. Let's pause. Let's stand with Moses at the moment the stone shattered. The test wasn't in keeping the covenant. It was in the immediate failure to wait. The people acted as if the absence of the leader meant the absence of God. They had been spiritually weaned from the bondage of Egypt, only to voluntarily put themselves into a bondage of their own making. The failure was total. It exposed their heart, a heart that was still fundamentally Egyptian, preferring a visible, manageable, silent idol over an invisible, consuming, commanding God. Think of Aaron's weakness. The man tasked with upholding the purity of the covenant crumbled under peer pressure. His compromise was the spark that lit the calamity. He traded holiness for popularity.
The greatest tests of faith don't happen when the fire is visible. They happen in the long, quiet silence when you think God has forgotten your name. God saves nations through miracles, but He saves souls through intercessors. Find your heart in the gap.